half and then fade away.
Yeah, I forgot to check to make sure all my settings are still. Hey, welcome back, everybody! It's last call after a very long episode. That was crazy.
Yeah, we talked to Jabari for a long time.
I like the interaction. I just wish we had more other.
Yeah,
people.
I want other interactions besides just like one guy the whole time.
One Kennesaw State fan. Like I recognize I recognize the name, but I guess from Twitter posts I recognize the name.
Yeah,
so when I recognize the name, I assumed it was a Georgia State guy, and then
me too.
I made a comment about basketball. And it's like about beating Kennesaw State, everything, and he's like, not at basketball. I'm like, oh, we got one of those, which is fine.
Okay,
just fine.
We'll take
I'm with you. I thought for sure he was a Georgia State fan. I was like, oh, it's the Jabari guy, and then I saw that comment. I was like, oh, it's not that Jabari guy. But
yeah,
I'm
not sure much I believe that Hoot State thing. Anyways, it's like there's been no post on page about it. Nelson made a comment. Are we not going to talk about this thing? And
what is it? What are you talking about?
The Kennesaw State announcement. It's not an announcement. It was some Twitter account named Hoot. Tweet just saying that it was going to be coming out. This game is going to happen 26-28, but no other. Chris Hilliard commented on it, but there's no official announcement anywhere. There's been no Georgia State.
People don't make that shit up though. It's probably true.
Yeah. No one ever lies on the internet.
It's not that they never lie, but like that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. What's the point in lying about that?
People lie about. I don't know. I mean, if I really thought that there was no chance in hell that it had happened, I wouldn't have brought it up. So
yeah, exactly. Like it seems like proper smoke.
It's plausible.
Proper smoke, right? Like not like
right.
we don't have eyes on the fire yet, but like proper smoke.
Yeah.
It did take me a moment, but I did figure out our friends down south have played in their new.
Fuck those guys. They're not friends.
But it looks like it's so old. You can't even figure out if it's the new one or not because you're like, wait, is that a new?
Well, I guess we'll see it in a couple of weeks. Then on the
wait, what are we talking about?
We'll see it on the 28th. The 28th on.
We're talking about the corrugated aluminum roofed practice facility.
No, the TDS carport.
They're basketball. They're basketball.
Worse.
You call it a carport, right? I think it looks like a carport.
Yeah, I mean, they don't like it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I just couldn't even figure out if they opened the fucking building. And then I was like I just Googled Georgia Southern basketball games and looked at images. I finally found a picture. And if you look at the picture, you're like, man, that place looks like it's from the 80s. And you're like, oh, no, that's the new arena.
Yeah. Lucky them.
Oof. Anyway, sorry. Back to Jabari. We need more Jabaris, but like Georgia State Jabari.
See, that's what I think is good about putting the live stream back out there is, obviously we got basketball, but during football season, we may get more interaction from opposing fans.
Like interaction's fun. It's nice to have a little conversation. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but like,
little side piece.
They don't know that.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool to be able to have like a part 1 where it's just us talking, and then part 2 is actually an entire section of just commenters and it's going back and forth or whatever. But we don't have that kind of listener base to justify it. Only reason I say that is like we get just off track. Go on tangents and things even more when there's someone comment. We go on tangents all the time anyways.
I know.
But we go on tangents more.
Like I do feel like the in-state rivalries like just flare up something in us that like all the fans it flares up something in us that's like we're better.
And I'll totally mention Kennesaw and having Kennesaw conversations and shit. I'll probably tag the college huddle people.
Tag that Hoot thing. Hoot. Whatever.
No, I didn't want to give them credit for shit.
Okay.
Maybe I will.
we don't want to become the reason they hate the state of Atlanta, though. The whole Ben.
Well, if they hate state of Atlanta, it's because of us. Well, let's be fair. If anybody hates state of Atlanta, it's because of me.
Congratulations.
If anybody hates state of Atlanta, it's because of Ben Moore.
Well, because I hate all things Georgia State. Yeah,
because we're very likable, and whether you're a Georgia State fan or not, you probably like 3 of us.
You're gonna come drink with us
because we're amazing. We're awesome.
Well, yeah, because Ben doesn't drink.
But Ben kind of is a prick, and it's fine. He's a prick to outsiders. He's not a prick to me, but like I can see.
Apparently, Grant was listening. He got
I can
shout
see where
out.
like TDS people would be like, he's a prick, and like we like it. Ben's our champion.
I loved it. I love Ben to death. I talked to him today.
He's our champion. Yeah, that's right. He can go fuck with TDS people all day.
Every program needs a Ben.
Yeah. Just win, baby. Like, the thing is like all the shit he talks, like I just hope we win when he does it. But like I hope we win anyway. So like, talk your shit and like let's just win.
Yep.
You need a Ben for your program. I mean,
well, we need a Ben.
We definitely, if there's no Ben, oof.
Ben has been good for our program for sure.
Oh,
I think that he's responsible for maintaining some fans that would have left otherwise. And I think Panther Talk is a big component of that, which he obviously put together, or him and Ryan.
He like pumped it up.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty much the only source of actual like legit. Like obviously we do what we do, but like as far as community engagement for Georgia State athletics, it's the only central spot out there. So
and TDS people are not wrong that like we do have a dedicated resource in Ben Moore for covering like recruiting and making sure that the recruiting people are covering us and making sure that all the right shit happens for the programs that are a legitimate program. I'm sorry, you don't have a single person willing to go out there and cover your program in a way that Ben Moore does and give legitimacy to your program as well. But that's not my fault. You can't like blame Ben for that. Ben is the one guy. Like I'm a little sad that it's only Ben, but like I do feel sorry for you guys that you have nobody.
Yeah, for being such a storied program.
You got nobody. Nobody covering your recruits. Like, what a shit show that is. You guys must suck.
Well, they spoiler alert again.
Yeah, I know.
They do.
I know.
Yeah.
They're like, it's Ben's fault because he cares so much about your program. Well, if you guys had a single fan who cared half as much about your program as Ben cares about Georgia State, then maybe you'd be in better shape.
True.
True. Yeah. Fuck you, TDS.
Did you listen to the whole interview that they did on the Panther Insider?
I saw that Nelson had commented on it, and so I messaged him to get the rundown, and then Panther Insider was on YouTube, so I copied the transcript, put it in ChatGPT, and I said, "Give me a summary of what was said, focusing on a new ballpark." And I'm not kidding you. It was almost exactly what Nelson said. So
Nelson's
what
AI.
Was it? Read it.
Oh, is Nelson AI? He must be.
If Nelson
either that, or he plopped it into a ChatGPT.
I have some comments.
I think Nelson is probably just really good at figuring out
AI doesn't want to commit.
Being said.
All right, so
what is not being said?
All right, so what was said to me? What Nelson said to me was, he knows they have hit some hiccups that are out of GSU's hands. Sounded like supply chain stuff, but he expects an announcement regarding a groundbreaking date within the next couple of weeks. And to his knowledge, the expectation is still to open the 2026 season in the new park. I was surprised, happy to hear that. We'll believe it when I see it, though. All right, that's what Nelson told me. And then what ChatGPT told me was the new Georgia State baseball stadium will be located at the site of the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. The planned opening is for the 2026 season, with hopes of having the team practice in the facility before official games. Construction timeline is affected by supply chain factors, but no major issues have been reported. A groundbreaking announcement.
I feel like that there are like anything being reported. There's major things being reported.
Can you ask ChatGPT what the supply chain issues are? I'm just kidding.
A groundbreaking announcement is expected in the coming weeks. Coach Stromdahl expressed excitement about the new stadium, stating it represents a major step forward for the program. However, he emphasized the team remains focused on the present season and the goal of competing for championships. So, I love ChatGPT.
It was all up in our like kickoff shit. Like the image stuff that people create, every single image was like created by
no idea what you're talking about there, Tim.
Yeah, you don't. I don't know what all of our images are. You're a really good artist. That's all
I do. I put a lot of time and energy. As soon as we finish these things, I go straight to Adobe Premiere.
With your, and then what? Image to image with your AI.
With your tablet. You got your what are the tablets called? You could work on like their art easels. Yeah, Wacom tablets or whatever. We had them at work. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, those things. Yeah, I use that, and I tirelessly spend the entire night working on these.
With your other hand, you write music for us, and then you come up with the
I'm quite the Renaissance Panther.
So Adobe's actually pretty hilarious. We have a guy at work. We develop emails for large companies, and so they'll send us like pictures that they want to include in their emails and things like that. And very often in a little private chat that we have, because we got him a license to Adobe for his job so that he could do any kind of editing he needed, or like cutting out layers and things like that, right?
Sure.
And but it included the AI stuff, and so he'll take those look, I'm just gonna say it. Party City emails that come out. They're going bankrupt, and they're going out of business.
Stores, right?
We're selling them right now. Like we might not even get paid. But we would always get these pictures of like Party City email stuff with like his little AI interjection, and it would just it's always just like these little funny things. He makes their pictures stupid, just ridiculous. he's like, I need to sneak it in before they actually go out of business. And I'm like, no, don't do that. But lots of good stuff coming out of the AI.
It's good stuff, all of it.
So there was something I thought about tonight when we were talking, and I wanted to bring it up, but then we kind of moved on topic, which is fine. Maybe we can bring it up on an actual episode at a later date, but I figured might as well talk about it now.
Sure.
Do you get the feeling that other programs in the Sun Belt really enjoy us losing? Not just beating us, but like us losing. Like I feel, we already know that we're the program that's unlike the other programs in the conference, being the Downtown Urban Research University, blah 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 blah. And I think because of that, they really relish in Georgia State doing poorly. Like they're like, if you run on the Sun Belt board, they're all, together we rise, blah 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 blah, whatever. That being said, when Georgia State falters, they're like, I get the feeling they're happy about it.
I think if you go back to when the whole pull up from the Sun Belt into the American happened, the teams that stayed were happy that some of these urban teams left. Like, we didn't want them any. I mean, they were all jealous at the same time, but they were like, yeah, you didn't fit our conference anyway. Get the hell out of here. Like that kind of mentality. Yeah. Of course, then you insert us into the conference. You're like, what up, guys? We're here. We're the Urban University. Do you like us? Oh, you hate us.
Which is fair. I mean, we came in so early and so bad. I get that, but then basketball came in and just slapped our dicks all over their faces.
I think that made them hate us more.
Oh yeah, for sure. So now they really, really just enjoy. Like I feel like there's always a target on our back. Obviously, there's the existing rivalries.
Sure.
App and TDS and Lafayette Monroe, South Alabama. Like there's all these existing rivalries that are out there, but I feel like that everyone kind of likes it when they beat Georgia State.
It's almost more like they feel like they should expect to beat us.
Yeah, like if we beat Arkansas State in volleyball, I'm like, good. I'm glad we beat them. I'm glad we won. But I'm not like, ha, Arkansas State lost. Or if I hear that Troy beat Arkansas State, that's a better example. If I hear Troy beat Arkansas State, like, okay, well, that's just two teams I don't give two shits about, But if Lafayette hears that Jimmy Madison beats Georgia State in tennis, they're like, dumb Georgia State. No. Oh, that was my thought. Maybe I can phrase it better.
No, I mean, I do think there's a sentiment there from the other teams that are happy when we lose. I mean, kind of like we're happy when TDS loses, but that's more
That's
just
a rivalry,
a rival sense. It's not like where it doesn't make any sense, like Arkansas State. Like, they shouldn't give two flying shits if we lose.
Well, this is a bad analogy, but like when the Patriots lost, everybody was happy when the Patriots. And I'm not claiming Georgia State to be like the Patriots, where we were being this dominant team. I'm not saying that,
or the Chiefs,
or the Chiefs. But everyone was always happy when the Patriots lost, even if they weren't in the same division or played them at all. I don't know. So there's something I was thinking about.
I think there's a little bit of that. I think there's plausible deniability on their side, where like if we made those claims, they could probably just be like, no. But like, we do get a lot of hate, displaced hate. People are just not excited about us because I think they know that we don't really belong.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, that's fine. That's fine. You're right. We don't belong. Like, we agree with you on that. And so
I did see a very, very, very bad realignment projection thing, whatever, and it was just garbage. The entire throw is garbage. But there was somebody that said, I hadn't seen before, as far as move ups to the American, was us and Lafayette, and I had not seen us and Lafayette together. Typically, it's like it's us and Jimmy Madison or Appy and whoever, whatever. And I was like, you know what? After the rivalry we've had with Lafayette and Jerry, if we've got to move, and despite all my disdain for the entire state of Louisiana, if we're going to move to the American with a Sun Belt team, I don't hate the idea of Lafayette. I kind of like hating them.
Boo.
If you have to pick another team, who would you pick in the Sun Belt to move
to move the American with us?
Rival with?
No, to move to the American with.
You're
not we're a package deal. Georgia State and
I don't want to say package deal.
Do not say them.
No, it's definitely not Trash Down South.
No, it is.
Fuck
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That'd be good for us.
No, there's first of all, the American would not take them.
They would not.
No, I know. Look, I'm not saying that it'll happen. I'm saying the best thing for Georgia State would be TDS.
Well, obviously, I had this realization today. It's kind of like when you see, like, you're watching porn and like you click on another thumbnail. Like, oh, I didn't know I liked that, but now I like that. That was kind of the thing with the Lafayette thing today. I was like, I didn't know I liked the idea of Lafayette. But Lafayette, I think App State would actually be but realistically, I don't see App State being a contender for the American. I don't think it fits the profile.
I don't think so.
But as far as a team that would actually fit the profile, I don't know if Lafayette does either.
Mm-hmm. No,
it's a tough question.
We're one of the only teams that fits that urban profile.
There's nothing. There's really nobody in the Sun Belt. I see why they talk about Jimmy Madison or Old Dominion, but neither one. I really hate Jimmy Madison. I expressed my feelings on Old Dominion today. I don't know. Texas State, but I know you guys are going to call me a Texas State fan, but
even
then,
but I would say that's probably the closest team to.
Nah, he's a homer. Come on.
And I knew that's why I resisted even saying it, because I knew you would say that. But all the predictions have them going to the Pac anyways. So
I was gonna say Texas State, so I could have done it for you then.
Then
you could be like, oh yeah, it's Texas State. That's a good point.
I'd never even thought of them.
But we knew
Cat Brothers.
We knew you did. Yeah, we knew you did.
Power pussies.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're
the power pussies
of
the Sun Belt. So how is? I mean, obviously you've been on some of the forums and stuff. Is the realignment talk kind of cooled down, or is it still simmering? Like something could pop.
Chicago State starting football.
Really?
FCS, but they're starting football. And then some school I never heard of before, North American, is dropping football. But I think they were NAIA. I don't think they were FCS. No, there's just it's always the conversation on the message board is all about what the Pac's going to do. Texas State obviously being a top contender. There's also talk about Sacramento State being pulled up, but that doesn't just like support their thing about being the best of the rest. And then everything else is like what's the fallout when everything else happens? Are we going to have like a Pac West and a Pac East with like Memphis and Tulane and ECU or some bullshit like that? But it's kind of quieted down. What's definitely quieted down is you don't see anything about FSU and Clemson anymore. Nothing. Like there's no ACC talk.
Really quiet, yeah.
No ACC talk at all. So, But I love that. I love this. I read every one of those posts. Ryan, we got 2 weeks.
What happens in 2 weeks?
2 weeks until football schedule drop.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
Is it published now? They actually going to release it on a specific date?
Everybody, it's always March 1st, but March 1st is actually a Sunday.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, is it going to be the Friday before? Most likely not. Probably that Monday after, which they won't do it that Monday after or that Tuesday after because they'll want to wait till we record to do it.
We should float our podcast that week just so we can talk about it the day it drops.
Nobody cares about schedules as much.
Whoa!
Schedules are huge. Hey, I added stuff to it as much as you do. Much as you do.
Matthew told me one day when we were at a game or whatever, he was like, they said that the top things to not talk about on sports radio is, I can't remember the other one, but schedules. Schedules is one thing to not talk about
because they're boring as shit.
And I was like, oh man. He's like, to be honest, I love schedule talk. So he was in agreement with me.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're gonna find our. It's okay.
If it is a well put together schedule, there's nothing to talk about. Like if it comes out and we're home away with a bye in the middle, there's not really that I can argue with on it, right?
I know you can't argue with anything. Just win, baby.
There's probably a porn channel for scheduling.
My point is when I talk about schedules, I don't talk about like, well, there's a tough section in the front and then it's backloaded or blah, blah, blah. No, I'm like, why are we spending the last 2 weeks of the season on the road for the past 3 years?
It just feels like TDS fans being like, oh, we lost because all these other people. No, just win, baby.
I get the
just hard schedule. Win the schedule.
Ryan, everything I talk about has to do with tailgating, and I don't want my season to be over in October.
Well, tailgating is important, and time is more important than the date.
I saw so the SEC puts their schedule out like
early.
6 years. Yeah,
Why can't we do it?
Well, because we're the bottom barrel of the ESPN.
Yeah, we want to schedule with them. That's why we're still trying to figure out a schedule to get with SEC. So
yeah, well, not that we're trying to get with the SEC, but that SEC they figure this game out. They're just trying to find the slots for us and trying to push us around into different positions. And Keith Gill probably doesn't talk to them because he doesn't know how to talk to people.
Just saying.
Like he didn't talk to you.
Yeah, he doesn't talk to drunk. All right, talking to a drunk person is the same thing as talking to an SEC fan. All right, it's the same thing.
I was giving you credit, not him. Holy shit! Man. Calm down.
But no, calm down. But like all the FCS programs have their schedules. I think the Sun Belt is literally the last conference to put out their schedule. Conference USA has theirs out, but that's because they're not on ESPN.
It's kind of like how we used to do our basketball tournament championship game used to be one of the last ones. It's not anymore, but
right now it's too early.
Now we're blowing our load way too early.
Well, I guess that most conferences play their championship on that Friday or Saturday, and we were playing ours on a Sunday.
I'm sure there was a thought by the conference head office that if we play our game earlier and get it done, we have the opportunity for better seeding when it comes down to like filling the bracket out, right? Because if we're one of the last teams playing, they're kind of like, I don't know, they're going to fit in that slot right there, and that's where they're going. It doesn't matter who wins, right? Whereas if we play early, there's some discussion that can happen when the power conferences win or lose games in their tournament. So
yeah, I 100% think that's what it was. I think they were like, we can be the only show on Sunday afternoon that gets us the most TV money we possibly, because if we try to play on a Friday or Saturday when the bigger conferences are doing their conference championships, no one's going to watch it if we can even get on TV. So that our best money is on a Sunday. Well, then it was like, all right, well, now they're just penciling in Sun Belt champion in that 15 spot or whatever it is. So let's move it back a little bit so they have time to really process and analyze and think about it and see how the other teams progress in their tournaments. There's got to be a happy medium in there somewhere. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
We're not going to the tournament anytime soon, so.
Probably not. We have to get rid of our head coach first. Either that or just he comes out next year and we're like light years better. But
is there a dream basketball team you want to play? Not the dream. That'd be awesome.
No.
I want to see Coach. Great. I want to see Coach Hayes go up against the Dream. Can he coach the men's basketball team to beat the Dream?
Probably not.
No. I don't even think that's a question. I feel like that's very similar to like the old school, NFL.
No, do you guys know? You guys know who Clay Travis is?
Yeah.
Outkick Sports. He put up $1 million last year. I think Las Vegas WNBA team won the championship. Maybe this is 2 years ago. The Las Vegas WNBA team had won the WNBA national championship, and he said he would put up $1 million for that team to play against the men's high school state champion of his choosing for that year. You get to pick from all 50 states.
That's fine. Yeah, that seems.
And he'd put up $1 million that the men's high school boys team would beat the reigning WNBA team. And he said, I win that $1 million, you win, that $1 million goes to that team, which is more money than they make in a year collectively. It's like, and if the men's team, if my team loses, then you donate collectively $1 million to the charity of my choosing.
Let's just do that.
And no response.
Let them say the charity beforehand before they agree. But other than that, yes.
Oh well, yeah. I get you. Yeah. We're not going to donate to like the anti-Jew charity or something.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like there are a lot of trolls in the world today.
Like Kanye.
I mean, yeah, you never know. So like, agree to what's going to be donated to,
right? But
a crazy.
But my point was Clay was ready to put up $1 million of his own money.
Clay Travis, though, is that somebody that I should know?
He's the owner of Outkick Sports. That was a big sports podcast thing that got bought by Fox a few years ago. They just talk sports.
Yeah, it sounded familiar.
You probably, if you saw his face, if you heard his voice, you'd probably recognize him. He's kind of like a Dave Portnoy a little bit.
So they're not gonna do it though.
Yeah, they wouldn't respond to anything. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, I think that's a decent way to
30 minutes for our last call is pretty long.
After an hour and 15, hour and 20 in the episode.
Yeah,
you guys get your money's worth. Well, last week they did not get their money's worth because I was shit out of it still. So.
We were great. We were.
It's a good thing your kids stay
asleep. You sucked. I was great.
Our last call episode, Ryan got a great episode this week comment on YouTube. So,
ooh, what was it about?
I was really intrigued.
Exactly. No, it's actually somebody. Well, maybe. All right. Thanks, Ryan, for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Go Panthers. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.